Hi YouTube! This is the book that I read, and I just wanted to say that the book may be totally different in real life. I'm not sure. I actually got this book. It's an advanced reading copy. It's not for sale, and it was published in 2005. So it's not necessarily like this. Anyways, the book is called As Hot as It Was, You Ought to Thank Me. And it's by Nanci Kincaid, and this is how you spell her name. Interesting book. The ending was weird. It didn't really have a climax. It kind of just, and that's how it is, ending. Let me read to you the back of the book, as I like to do. 13-year-old Berry, B-E-R-R-Y, a girl, has more good sense than all of the Bible-thumping and restless grown-ups in the small town of Pinetta, Florida, where she lives. P-I-N-E-T-T-A. Sorry if I said it wrong. Pinetta. Somebody can put me right. This is the long, hot summer. When her father disappears, her mother lusts after the preacher, and a handsome convict arrives to repair the dusty roads damaged by a violent hurricane that sweeps through the town. In a place where everyone with a dream seems to want to flee, Barry discovers that you don't have to run to find yourself. And talks about snakes a lot in this book. It talks about RC Cola in this book. It talks about Methodists and Baptists, and it talks about the South and the heat, and it talks about sort of exploratory sexual escapades of a 13-year-old. And yeah. Oh, and it talks about a tornado that went through, like a hurricane. That was exciting and interesting and well written at that point. It was good. It's like I wanted to keep reading it, but I didn't. I was like, I felt like I was being let into or allowed into somebody's very private and personal real life. Like when the young boy touched himself in bed at night. She writes about that, like how the sister saw what happened, and she was like talking about loving himself in an interesting way. And it talked about her and her comfortability with herself. And what else did it talk about? I talked about no cats. No. It was an interesting book, and I would say that I would recommend trying it out and seeing if you enjoyed it yourself. This is my book cat. When I read a book at night in bed, he likes to like lay on it. And he likes to read a book with mommy. Yes, you do. So like I said, the end of the book, I was like, I didn't feel like it really was finalized or there was any resolved issues in the book. It kind of just left it like a little open-ended in a way. So that's my thoughts on As Hot as It Was, You Ought to Thank Me. You ought to thank me, yes. I hope you enjoyed this awkward book review. And like I said before, always let me know if there are any books you'd like me to read. And I would love to do that and share my opinions and thoughts with you. I should become one of those, like, people who reads books and edits them, because, for example, this is like an advanced copy for reading. So many typos. Like at the end of a word, there'd be like a letter L just stuck in there, and I'm like, ugh. Or they forgot to put the T-O-O. I'm very good at editing things. Like I always edited people's papers and stuff, like with grammar and whatnot in school, or just found little typos or spelling mistakes and things. I'd love to do that. I'd love to be one of those like proofreader, editor people for books. That'd be a great job for me. Because I love to read. So if anybody out there is looking for someone who's very outgoing, very smart, and very good at editing, you should get a hold of me. Okay, so that is this book. As Hot as It Was, You Ought to Thank Me. It's kind of a long title, so I always forget how it goes. And that's by Nanci Kincaid. Check it out. it's worth a shot. Definitely a book for more mature folks, not necessarily like a children's or young adult book. More adult like. See ya.